What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Adult Timeout, the place that you get your laughs as well as your learning in. I am your host, Rahkalon
and Luscious Barbie.
And we're here with our amazing guest, Sans, who, if you tuned in and you subscribed, you should have already seen from part one. But if you haven't, go back and learn about our brother here because he's dropping gems like no other. We're going to dive deeper because we were talking about new year, new mindset, not that new year, new me bullshit, but instead of becoming some resolution, become more of who you are. I want to pass it to Luscious so that she can get us kicked off so we can pull up.
Yeah, so I said in part one that we want to get a little bit more in your business, a little juicy.
Yeah.
Okay. We had Spike Talk Coco on the last episode, but this one we're gonna do some liquor and we're gonna do some wine.
Yeah.
Okay. But we are gonna get into do or drink, and this one is the date night edition. But I just pulled a few cards, and since you are a guest, I'll let you pull the card and you'll grab a shot. And then Ra, you can pass that to Ra for her shot.
Thank you.
Then I have a shot here too. So pull a card and we'll figure out which one we'll do. What does your card say?
Do you believe in soulmates? Answer yes or no and explain why, or take 2 drinks.
This is perfect because we wanted to get in your personal romantic business. So
what's your take?
So do I believe in soulmates?
Yeah.
I used to. Until every mate I realized didn't really have a soul. So now I'm like, you know what? Maybe we on something different. A lot of people like to say that, like, I'm a soulmate. How you know if you ain't got a soul, if you ain't tapped in? So,
Wait. Before you run that back.
Yeah.
You used to believe in soulmates. Just run that line back.
Yeah.
I used to believe in soulmates until every mate I had, I realized didn't have a soul. I'm not gonna say every, most of them.
Oh.
And that's what I would hear from them. They would like try to tell you, "Oh, I feel like we're soulmates," and you'd be like, "Well, if this what a soulmate feel like,
I can't even.
This crazy.
Oh, now that's deep.
Maybe we should be spirit mates or something."
I
already started, don't we?
We gotta.
I
You
already
take a shot to
started.
that. We gotta.
Are we drinking the liquor for that one? That actually makes good sense.
Yeah. Because to whoever made him feel like that, you soulless bitch. I'm gonna start using it.
He said it. I mean,
Okay.
Because that shit, that was poetic.
Yeah. That's right
what
there.
I heard. That's what I
That
heard.
right there deserved the 2 snaps.
It do. Two
Okay.
snaps and snap it back.
And now we got our sippy cups, so we gotta pull up.
We gotta pull up. Go on, take your lid off for me. Sans, let me help you.
You sound like somebody, mama.
I am somebody.
Go on, take your lid off. Take your lid off the sippy cup so I can put this Benadryl in there. I mean,
Pass it on down. It's just gonna help you sleep good.
it's gonna make you sleep. You in there singing lullabies all slurred.
ooh, I like this. This one here.
Okay.
This one.
This is
It's that Stella. It's that Stella Rosa.
Stella Rosso. Stella Rosso. Okay, so Rod, do you believe in soulmates? Matter of fact, what is a soulmate?
I was gonna say we're gonna have to go around and define that individually.
what is a
Like,
soulmate?
what is a soulmate? Because there was a time that I was really big into the soulmate, the twin flame conversations. I do believe that there are people that you have soul contracts with to have certain interactions with when you come down in this 3-dimensional
A
plane.
soul contract. Y'all is hitting them in every different direction. A soul contract?
Soul contract. I feel like before we came down, I feel like we chose our parents. I feel like we chose who we were going to interact with and play these roles and what roles in their life we were going to play. I feel like we did with those things. So when we talk about soulmates, I remember my mom told me when I was a teenager and I asked her if she thought that there was only one person in the world for her. And she told me truthfully, she was like, I think at any given moment, there's about 8 people in the world that you could have a beautiful life with. Now, you're only going to run into a couple of them this lifetime, but is it just one person that you could be happy with forever? No. I think that there are multiple people who you could be happy with. But the main thing is that you choose someone and then you commit to the choice that you've made. And then life will happen. One of you might pass away and there's still another couple of people out there that this person could continue to have a fulfilling life with. So it's not just one. When we think of soulmate, I think we often think of just one individual, but I think it's about who you choose and how you choose to honor that relationship with the person you chose to be in it with. What do you think?
I think that there is one thing that is a soulmate, and then there's another that's a soul tie. And I think that a lot of times that can get confused. So I do believe that there is a person or people out there for me. But I think that unless you're able to pour into me to where I feel it deep, like where it's that, you know how it's kind of like, that's that soul crying. Like that's that, I just literally, no matter what happens, no matter what we go through, I could stand it. And I don't think I've met anybody like that. That it was just kind of like, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter your delivery, no matter that I'm just like, okay, like, let's just dive deep and go into it. And I think that that's when you know that you've met somebody that's like, okay, we're here for the long run. Versus I think now, and even for me, I've gotten caught up in the options in the world that it's just kind of like, if you don't like one person, it's like,
oh, there's so many other people.
You can just hop on Hinge or
Plenty of
Bumble, Plenty of Fish.
I'm so old.
Black
Do y'all still
Gentry.
use Plenty of Fish? I don't know. I ain't been on there in a while.
Black Gentry, Tinder. What
Coffee
else?
Meets Bagel.
Coffee Meets Bagel. I mean, you can literally hop on all of them. But then I went through the other day, I just kind of went through my dating profiles and all of them says, your turn, your turn, your turn. I'm not responding to these people. So I'm like,
so what is the motive behind being on the sites?
An option.
An option.
Options trading.
An option. Yeah.
Options.
It's like a game of
your
people at just your fingertips. Like,
But
we're matched.
that's why I said what I said, because for me now, it's like if we're soulmates, I think that's something we realize over time. We look at each other and we declare that. But what's happening is people like, I feel like you're my soulmate. That's some trap shit right there. Like you telling me that because you recognize me. And that's where I'm like, nah.
You see my soul and want to be attached to it.
Right. Unless you're doing that type of work, we ain't mating. And it's like, you're not even going to, I don't even think you're able to even see it. Y'all just might be in the same place at the same time.
Right.
I want that damn Boy Meets World shit. We done dropped our books and we looking at each other.
And it's like,
Yeah.
That shit is like, you gotta really be on your journey to do that. But not I'm not even, knocking you, because that's what we doing. We just trade. But that's why it's so hard to find a soulmate.
That's why it's hard.
Everybody feel like, I could just jump on here. Ain't nobody on there.
And nobody on there.
Or jump in here. And that's the only way you're gonna find.
There's nobody on there. And then, like you said, that Boy Meets World, that Raven Simone, kind of when you see him, it's just like, it's like, oh my God, it took my breath away. But I think now, speaking on relationships, how old are you?
I'm 37.
At 37, where do you meet somebody to date?
All the places that I should have met them before.
Like where?
What is the world? Not on this phone. So like, you're at so this is what I started noticing. It's like, once I notice what I'm attracted to, I'm like, well, why was I going to the club to look for that person? You're gonna be in the places that I go. At the gym, at the library, business, coffee shop. So now when I go to these places, you're just paying attention, like who you might see, who you have interactions with. Because one of the things that I noticed personally, when you stuck in that, whatever that shit was, you're missing everything. Like, we're not in the present. So we thinking so much about finding somebody. You didn't pay attention to the person that has been sending signs.
That you see in the elevator every day. You're
not even paying attention to it.
Because it's like,
you're not tapped in.
Sometimes it's weird too, because I have been in places where you can see people in real life and they will match with you on a date app and contact you on a date app, and it's like you're literally in the same room. You could have just got my number. I have had that happen before. And it's like, what? Like,
You a weird.
like what? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
To the point where it's kind of like, I literally can see you across the room that you're just sitting there and now you match with me and I match with you, but we're here.
But in this day and age, people lack social skills.
Yes.
People are like really confident between screens or behind screens, but then when you meet them in person, having to make eye contact, the nonverbal cues, and we rely more on nonverbal cues than we do on what we actually say with our mouths. It's much more about, did you frown when you looked at me? Did you smile? Did you turn your feet towards me? Because pay attention where people point their feet. Where they point their feet is where they interested. If someone's talking to you and their feet ain't pointed towards you, they probably are interested in leaving the conversation. Just saying. Just
Really?
a little fun fact.
I was just said,
Damn. I was like,
I mean, we want to talk to y'all. That's why you need to subscribe. Notice that when you're ready to leave a conversation with someone, you'll start pivoting your body. You'll start to, and that's what people do. And this is how you learn to read nonverbal cues. And people don't know how to do that, so they just talk online instead of like face to face.
now I'm gonna be looking at people's feet. Oh, so you ready to go? What's up?
You ain't turned your toes towards me in the past 30 minutes.
what?
I don't know what you.
I don't know why, but you know what? That makes sense, because like when people come to your house and they take their shoes off, and then when they put their shoes back on, it's like, where you going? Like you see somebody put their jacket, where you going? I'm not going anywhere. I'm cold.
Verbal cues,
you know.
So can I ask you something about that then? Because as a man, like one thing that I recognize is in finding out my own cues, I'm recognizing personally, I don't know what the hell y'all cues are. So it's like, what would a nonverbal cue from a female look like? Because sometimes I've heard it was smiling, and then my brother told me like, yeah, she smiled at me. Then when I went to talk to her, she was like, I do that to everybody. And I was like, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah.
You just think you saw something.
Yeah.
Yo, and then they be like,
Ew.
yeah. You like, all right, life is over now.
Yes, let me crawl.
Because I tried to go after something that wasn't even there.
Yeah, this is
wasn't there. Did you change your mind?
Now you're going through that uncertainty, second guessing, and so we don't want to do that.
We don't want to do that, but I think first things first, no matter what gender you are, have humility when you are turning someone down. If someone is making an attempt to get to know you, introduce themselves to you, you can say that you're not interested without being cutthroat or savage. So apologies for the women who behave that way. They might be socially awkward themselves also. But I think that cues look like eye contact, right? Cues look like if you look away and look back, the fact that they came and looked back. If they are looking for something in the room to relate to you about, like, for example, if someone trips and you both giggle, and you make eye contact over that. That might be an in, like, oh, I have something to say when I walk up to her. Like, you know, I get tied up in my feet too. Like, you could make an in that way.
Yeah.
So I think cues really just are, do we keep gravitating towards one another?
Yeah.
Right.
And if there's not that gravitation, you can still make the introduction, but you just might want to be prepared that it's not reciprocated.
It gets so awkward though, because I feel the same. Like, it's like I could be having a great conversation with a guy. Eye contact could be on point. We could be relating, and then it'd be like, all right, well, guess what?
But I think that's because
Get out of here. Look,
okay, love you, bye. No, I don't love you.
I
Wait.
don't love you. Happy birthday.
Oh,
no.
Tell
you
your mom I
too.
said hi.
You know?
I know.
And there's so many times that somebody be like, happy birthday. Oh, you too. No, it's not your birthday.
Right.
I don't know. What?
Enjoy your meal. No, I'm not eating.
Okay.
Maybe.
Enjoy your flight. You too.
That also be the cue, like that
Awkward.
awkwardness.
Could be.
Because you care in some capacity. That's why you're acting that nervous, I believe.
But sometimes that just it just goes away, and you don't know. You don't want to be the person to be like, hey, wait, come back. I love you.
No, but that part right there, that's the part that is the most uncomfortable for me, is that uncertainty.
Yeah.
I like going back and forth in my mind, and you're like, all right, so why shouldn't call me?
Yeah.
So did I do something wrong? Like this?
Yeah.
That? So I notice, like, I'm real direct a lot of times. Like I'll tell you how I feel or what I'm expecting. I'm not trying to go back and forth and be doing all of that. So
Yeah.
one thing I can say for like fellas is like, stop jumping so damn early, number one. You like see a girl smile at you, you be like, yes. No, man, we gotta like, hey, sit back,
Observe.
observe. Because next you know she smiled at you, you get ready to talk to her, here come a boyfriend. You like,
Yeah.
let me sit
Absolutely.
my-
Yeah. Because you don't know, you need to take in the context of the
Yes.
surroundings.
Yeah.
I think that also just instead of it always having to be immediately diving into something romantic, just enjoy getting to know a person. I feel like I sound so classic and old school.
Yeah.
But being someone who is very happily in love right now, it was not like a immediately fall in love thing. It was he offered great conversation and he asked great questions and he noticed things about me that people didn't often speak on.
Yeah.
And that made me want to spend more time. And then eventually I was like, oh shit, I think I love this man. I need this man. And that wasn't a song or a tune that I was singing before.
Yeah.
But when you find someone that it doesn't have to be these big fireworks immediately.
Yeah.
When it does burn though, that fire burns.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's the fear of like friend zoning or, you know, like it's just somebody,
rejection.
if you start dating somebody, you start talking, it's like, I think we should just be friends first. It's like, friend? I'm trying to be a
What's
friend.
wrong with that though?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the fact that with friend zoning people, that's been a way for people to let you down without saying.
And they
that I
might
don't
not
be
even
with you.
want to actually be your friend.
Yeah.
They just put you
They're
in
just
the friend
saying,
zone.
let's just be friends.
To let
and then
you down easy.
Then 2 days later, you see them in a relationship with somebody, and it's like, what? And versus being completely honest
Yes.
and saying, you know what, you're just not my person, and I seen somebody else that I'm interested in, and I'd rather pursue that.
Yeah.
That will hurt in the moment, but it feels much better than saying, let's just be friends, and then you actively try to be their friend and get to know them, and they're like,
Yeah, they really
stop
weren't
being weird.
interested at
Like,
all.
why are you still texting? And it's like, damn,
I'm being your friend.
and come play with me.
So I think the moral of the story is that we live at a time where people really need to say how they feel. They need to speak on what they're actually experiencing. And like you said, you're very direct. Some people will feel like that's too vulnerable because if I tell them exactly what I'm feeling, then what's the game in that?
Yeah.
But if you are looking at it like a game, you should be prepared to get played also.
You should be
But if
prepared
you
to
are-
get played.
If you're gonna act like it's a game, be prepared to get played.
Yeah.
But if you're going to act like it's a interaction, like it's a relationship you're approaching, if it's a person you're wanting to get to know, then treat it as such, and hopefully you'll get that back. And if you don't, that's a reflection of them. It doesn't have to be solely about you.
Cause I've been getting benched back to back. Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game, baby.
Get rid of them friend zones. Like,
Yeah.
no friend zone
Yeah.
anymore. It's like I think that's something we do too. We like make friends too easy. Everybody a friend. It's like, no.
You don't know folks.
I associate, and if we associate, enough times, you grow to another level.
Yeah.
And it's like this right here. Like we've grown to a level where I'm gonna put y'all on the back burner.
Right.
It's like, nah, these are my people.
Right.
So those people that put you in that zone, you never won in the game.
Right, you wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means I challenge you. We are now in 2024, baby. If you are seeing this, we are now in 2024.
24.
That means delete your sneaky links. Cause why is you sneaking around, baby? You grown.
Yeah. Why? Unless you're doing something dishonest and then they get
Unless you married and you need me and you doing too much.
Well, we want to thank our guest Sass for joining us today, and this will
Sass.
not
You're
be the
amazing.
last time you see him. Also, if you would like to experience him live and in person, he is an awesome member of Conscious Conversations. Definitely check us out when you're in the Dallas Metroplex area. Any last words for the people, Luscious?
My last words is just delete your dating apps too, cause baby, y'all not doing nothing with them anyway.
No.
And stop pushing your OnlyFans through them dating apps, cause it's messing it up for real women out here.
And with that, I'm Rahkalon. She's Luscious Barbie. Sans. Come back to Adult Timeout. Peace.